Good morning. Good morning and welcome to Superfood Super Mornings with Dr. Shilpi. And it's Krishnashtami today, a very auspicious day to celebrate the birthday of Krishna. And indeed, it's a very good and auspicious occasion for us because we believe that Krishna has come to our house in the form of my son, Avi Mukund. We named him one of the name of Krishna, Mukund. And today we're going to talk about a superfood that's really, really healthy, that's tropical, that's available in South India, especially for its benefits. And what benefits does this superfood have? We're going to discuss in detail. And the superfood for today is jackfruit. And yes, it's jackfruit. I can't carry a big jackfruit. I'm very bad at, cleaning up the jackfruit. It's very messy. So I did not get one. But then, yes, everybody knows what jackfruit is. Uh, it's a large fruit with small pods of sweet, tasty fruits inside. And to clean a jackfruit and remove the small pods, it needs a lot of expertise. And I still remember when I was young, once the jackfruit used to get mature on the tree, it used to smell awesome and it has a very strong flavor which mimics apples, bananas, and onion combination flavor. And once that flavor hits us, it is understood that the jackfruit is ripe. And my uncles and all, they used to pick up that jackfruit, and it used to be very heavy. They used to put it in a big, bag made out of jute, and then they used to get it home. And it used to be a huge task, putting oil onto your hands and then cutting the jackfruit. And once the oil, it even separates from your hand, it used to get stuck and it never used to leave till evening. So jackfruit is little difficult to clean, but yes, we have the luxury here in Hyderabad where we can have jackfruit which is cleaned, picked, and packed for us and available in supermarkets. It is seasonal, but then yes, now since locally there are so many farmers growing jackfruit, and I know people who have acres of land with jackfruit, and jackfruit is nowadays very popular. We'll discuss every reason for its popularity. And there are so many people who have joined. Hi Ramesh, hi Lavanya, hi Jasmine, hi Vijaya, hi Gopinath, hi Sharda. And then we're going to talk about jackfruit today. Jackfruit is, we get jackfruit in yellow, we get jackfruit in pink, and it's available most of South India and tropical countries, Sri Lanka, Malaysia, Southeast Asian countries. Now, it is also available in African countries, and also it is shipped to American countries. There is a lot of significance of jackfruit, not only for its fruit, which is very rich in nutrition, very rich in taste, very rich in health benefits. It has also another very important benefit, that the meat of the non mature, that is the young jackfruit, which is not ripe, is used in lots of cuisines as a substitute for meat. And yes, it tastes similar to meat, especially the red meat. It tastes similar to red meat, and the minced portion of it is used in various dishes to make vegetarian curries, as an option for as an option against the non-vegetarian curries. Especially it mimics the red meat, it mimics pork at times. This is what is encashing people on jackfruit and its local growing. And we kind of have now so many places where it is shipped to other countries for this advantage. Now, a vegan food and high source food of protein in vegan, jackfruit is one of it. just like soya granules and soya nuggets and all these things, and tempeh, which is coming in the form of a vegetarian protein source. Jackfruit meat, especially the tender jackfruit meat, is coming up as a source of high protein with good taste, mimicking to the non-vegetarian food, so that people now are encouraging eating jackfruit meat. And this is a path breaking thing, because with this we can really limit our greenhouse emission of gases, especially when it comes to animal husbandry. It's one of the highest releasing of methane, especially when animals are grown for their meat. In a lot of countries, especially Australia, America, and there are so many countries which grow animals for their meat. And this animal husbandry for the meat is causing lot of greenhouse emission of gases and methane. This is one of the reason for climatic change, and lots and lots of problems which people don't know. And if we have tasty vegan versions of protein mimicking to these kind of meats, definitely people would opt for taste and flavor which comes with them. And this is why I wanted to talk about jackfruit, especially jackfruit, which is considered to be a superfood these days, because of this meaty texture that it has. And when it comes to the fruit, we've seen so many people liking jackfruit. And jackfruit is rich in carbohydrates. It is rich in slow releasing carbohydrates, especially. It's a low glycemic food, and it is known to uh, control your sugars. This is another tip for today. Diabetic people, if they have jackfruit on a regular basis, their sugars are well controlled, and also the level of anti-diabetic medications can also be decreased according to their intake of jackfruit. So that's another tip for today. First tip is jackfruit just tastes like meat, and it is the tender jackfruit is very useful, and we can substitute it with meat wherever we are eating non-vegetarian. We can really substitute it with meat, and then that is really good for an environment. And the second tip is jackfruit controls your sugar. And there are several other important things of jackfruit, because even the jackfruit seeds are edible, and in fact they are also nutritious. There is nothing that goes waste in jackfruit. The tender jackfruits for food, for meat like texture, the fruit for glycemic control, and even the seeds are edible. And in fact, we used to collect all those seeds when we were young. We used to put a fire, and we used to fry all those seeds in that fire. And once it gets cooked, we used to remove the peel, and the seed that used to get cooked tastes yummy. And that is what we used to do when we were in villages, and when we used to go for holidays. And this is the way we used to spend time, is like nature is the most attracting thing to spend time. Nowadays children are indoors, and they don't have exposure to games, not these kind of things. They are definitely devoid of all these small things that really help them in their overall growth. And now, if we have to talk about jackfruit, the fruit per se, as I have told you, it has got a low glycemic index and definitely helps sugar control. Not only that, it has also got lots and lots of advantages, when it comes to an antioxidant property, especially when I'm talking about jackfruit or any superfood. We are concentrating on the antioxidant property, the property that helps our system fight against infections. It fights against damage in the body. It fights against free radicals that cause aging, that cause cancers, that cause heart problems, and all these things. So jackfruit also has so many antioxidants. It is rich in beta carotene, It is rich in all vitamin B's. It is rich in manganese. It is rich in potassium. It is rich in so many vitamins, that as a nutritious fruit, it has got a lots of significance. And when you talk about nutrition, it's not only wholesome nutrition. The fiber part takes care of it, the vitamin part takes care of it, the sugar control part takes care of things, and it's very tasty. Its sweet texture and sweet taste definitely helps with your palate. And when you have to talk about jackfruit, it is also a plant which grows in places where there is less water need, and that is also a benefit, because when you are growing jackfruit, when you need less of water, it is not a very high maintenance plant, and you can even have a jackfruit tree in backyard. In fact, every home in the past used to have one jackfruit tree in the backyard, which used to help them with their nutritional needs of fruits and also vegetables when vegetables were not available, especially with the jackfruit meat. That used to help with the uh, you know uh, with the when there is a lack of vegetables, or when there used to be off seasons, and in summers when there used to be no vegetables, jackfruit used to be a good source of protein in the form of a vegan protein. And jackfruit is definitely very helpful when it comes to for the kids also, especially for when kids don't like having fruits. They want to have different types of fruits. You can in fact give them jackfruit as one of the fruit, when a little change in their palate gives a more intense attraction to eat healthy. And you tell them small stories about how jackfruit is helpful, and what is the nutrition content and all these things. They will definitely love to explore the new unknown things, and also have interest in having food, especially when it comes to kids. You should always make food attractive to them, say in the form of a story, or in the form of an activity, or in the form of arranging it in a particular way, so that different textures give them different attention, and they definitely will have a good response to whenever they are given healthy foods. It is not about health, it is how you present food to them. And jackfruit is one such fruit, which when we were as kids, it used to be an activity, like getting jackfruit and putting it, and then smearing oil and cutting it and removing each pod. And whenever the pods used to come out, we used to, we were numbers and numbers of children around, and then we used to eat it as and when they used to pluck the pods. So it was so interesting and so benefiting, that it used to be an activity that used to stimulate our brain so and so much, that even after 35, 40 years, I remember every single aspect of a jackfruit. So jackfruit is a superfood, jackfruit is beneficial, and there are so many people watching. Hi Abhilasha, how are you? Hope everybody is fine at home. And Dheeraj, hi everybody. Hi Viji, hi Viji, and that's my friend Viji. Whenever Viji gets a jackfruit in her house, she always makes sure that she gets multiple of them, and then she clears everything and sends parcels of jackfruit packets to everybody and all her friends. So this is another small attachment that I have with Viji. She just loves people, she just loves interacting with human hearts, and she's very good at it. And more so, we are so much addicted to the food that she serves at our house, that we just can't say no with. to not going there. And she's a lovely person. She's online today with us, and she has a very kind heart. And talking about jackfruit, I think we spoke so much about jackfruit, and there are so many good things about jackfruit. It is not only environmental friendly, it is, if you eat jackfruit, instead of eating exotic fruits like, kiwis and other fruits that which are not local, have fruits that are local. And having fruits that have local significance is really, really important, because every bit of our culture, every bit of our heritage has some kind of advantage in it. And this is always told by my friend Viji. Whenever we go to her home, she makes traditional, South Indian, native variety of foods, which have almost got extincted. But there are people, sweet people like her, and we should also think about encouraging local living, sustainable, and also take small time in living up to the sustainability angle. And when it comes to sustainability angle, you should always encourage local varieties of fruit, local and seasonal. And also, uh, that is how we create a demand. When it comes to demand, where whatever is in demand, that comes from the market, and that helps our local farmers, especially our neighbors who are struggling for business. And this is what is important. And always, instead of introducing hi-fi varieties of fruits, you should always inculcate the natural, local, seasonal fruits into our children, into our pregnant women, into our women and families, wherein they will have lots and lots of advantages. So that's about jackfruit, and that's about sustainability, and that's about demanding for local varieties of fruits and seasonal varieties of fruits. And that's about substituting high high protein jackfruit, tender jackfruit, instead of meat in your cuisine. And when it comes to tender jackfruit meat, I still, in locally, there are a couple of restaurants who serve tender jackfruit meat, and like Vivaha Bhojanambu. And there are certain varieties of specially authentic cuisines that are made of the tender jackfruit. Even my friend Viji prepares tender jackfruit biryani, especially the keema biryani of the jackfruit, and also the piece biryani of the jackfruit. That is extremely tasty and extremely flavorful, and I just remember it and love it for the texture that it has. There is no competition to meat, and it is absolutely a tough competition that it gives. Thank you, Viji, for keeping alive our social foods, our cultural heritage foods, that you always strive and make it a point that we eat. That is our own heritage, and that comes in our blood. So that is why we relate our palate to it, and we make things so extremely good in terms of our health also. So superfood jackfruit is healthy, it's high protein, it's good for sugar control, and it's really, really rich in vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and it is very, very beneficial in the long run. So tomorrow, the month of superfoods is done, but yet another interesting topic will start for the next month. Watch me out for Superfood Super Mornings with Dr. Shilpi at 7:30 in the morning. Goodbye and take care, and happy Janmashtami, and have a very happy Janmashtami at home. Do celebrate our festivals, because they are our culture, and it is about living up to our cultural life that is socially relevant to us. So see you yet tomorrow again for yet another Superfood Mornings.